Hello and welcome back. This is the American Sedeprivationist. Today we're going to talk about the Jovinian heresy and Amoris Laetitia. Let's get to it. So today we're going to be reading a little article here. Special thanks to John S. Daly and his website Romeward.com. We're going to go and learn about the Jovinian heresy. So, Jovinian was a heretical priest, and multiple saints fought against him. So basically, his heresy was virginity and matrimony are of equal value and are equally meritorious in the sight of God. Virgins, widows, and married people, once they have been regenerated in Christ, if they do not differ in their other works, have equal merit. And then an example from St. Augustine here. He attributed to Jovinian to conjugal chastity the same rank as that of virgins consecrated to the Lord. So B, as a logical consequence for anyone who denies the excellence of virginity, Jovinian ended by denying the perpetual virginity of Mary. And this heresy was condemned by multiple people, including St. Ambrose, Pope St. Sirius, or Siricius, condemned his writings, St. Ambrose, St. Jerome, St. Augustine. So let's see what Pope St. Siricius said. He was distinguished for his learning, piety, and zeal for religion. Talking about Pope St. Siricius, condemning various heretics, Jovinian, and strengthening ecclesiastical discipline by very salutary decrees. So this is talking about Pope St. Siricius and condemning various heretics. So he summoned an ecumenical summoned a council for the Roman clergy, not an ecumenical council, and condemned Jovinian. And the Pope declared, "We certainly do not hold nuptial vows in contempt. Indeed, we officially preside at the ceremony at which they are exchanged, but we honor with greater esteem virgins, both of marriages, born of marriages, who are consecrated to God." We're going to skip over this. If you want to read the whole article, I'll link it on the YouTube page. But we're going to go all the way down to the Council of Trent. Canon 10. If anyone should say that the married state should be preferred to the state of virginity or celibacy, and that it is not better and more blessed to remain in virginity or celibate than to be united in matrimony, let him be anathema. So basically, the Council of Trent taught us that virginity is superior to the married life. Now, let's go to Amoris Laetitia. All right, so now we're looking at Amoris Laetitia. Quote Saint. I don't believe he's a saint, but this is a quote. Quote from Amoris Laetitia: Saint John Paul II noted that the biblical texts give no reason to assert the inferiority of marriage, nor the superiority of virginity or celibacy based on sexual abstinence. Rather than speak absolutely of the superiority of virginity, it should be enough to point out that different states of life complement one another, and consequently, that some can be more perfect in one way and others in another. Alexander of Hales, for example, stated that in one sense, marriage may be considered superior to other sacraments, inasmuch as it symbolizes the great reality of Christ's union with the Church, or the union of his divine and human nature. So let's just go over that again. Bergoglio admits that St. John Paul II, quotations St. John, he's not an actual saint, but whatever, that the biblical texts give no reason to assert the inferiority of marriage nor the superiority of virginity. Does that remind you of an error that we just talked about? Could it say the Jovinian heresy? Jovinian, the heretical priest? Now, I just wanted to point that out today, that the forgotten error of Amoris Laetitia is this Jovinian error that was repeated by JP2, John Paul II, and now by Francis, who himself was talking about it, quoting JP2 in his Amoris Laetitia document. Hopefully this should be a wake-up call to anyone that Francis is not the Pope and that he is teaching false doctrines and therefore does not possess formal authority in the Catholic Church. Thank you for listening. Once again, I'll recap. Amoris Laetitia is basically teaching the Jovinian heresy, which has been condemned by popes, fathers, and an ecumenical council at that. If you want to read more, go ahead. Search up Jovinian 1982 by Professor Karabi. It's on the Romeward.com website. Thank you, and God bless.